sisters and friends, the first lesson taught us in Freemasonry is that before entering upon any great or important undertaking, we should first invoke the blessing of God. Very worshipful Master of Service, we will therefore cause the officers to kneel on the right and lead us in prayer. Ang pagmamahal sa kapatid, pagsaklolo at katotohanan. Ang bughaw na kalawakan ay nagpapakilala ng ating pag-ibig sa inang bayan. Ang ating matayog na panuntunan at hangad at ang mapalad na habing pula ay nagpapahayag ng ating walang humpay na kakayahan na nagpapanatili sa atin sa isang bahagi sa kalawakan. Brethren of Sinukuan Lodge, number 16, free and accepted Mason, you now behold before you Brother Domingo F. Fernandez, who has been duly elected to serve as worshipful master and who is now about to be so. I do most solemnly, sincerely bow.
I do most sincerely bow.
I will maintain, support and enforce
the
Constitution, edicts, laws and regulations of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of free and accepted Masons of the Philippines, and the bylaws of the law, and we faithfully perform to the best of my ability all the duties of my office to which I have been elected. So help me God. Do you submit to these charges and promise to support these regulations as all masters have done in all ages before you? Then, my brother, in consequences of this assurance and with full confidence with your capacity and zeal, kneel now on your bodies. I will now present to you the book of Holy Writing. It is the great life in this world, and should ever be the great law of the country. It will guide you to all truth. It will direct you to eternal happiness and unattempted regard to the divine person it enjoys. Will ensure your success in the fulfillment of the duties you are now about to assume. The working tools of the craft will be next given, and as the master's workmen, you may instruct the craftsmen in the various duties and virtues they were selected to this work. The square teaches us to regulate our action and to let our conduct be governed with the principles of morality and virtue. The compasses teach us to limit our desire in every station and never to suffer our passion and prejudices to become the master of our judgment. The rule direct us that getting discharge of all our duties, that we should press forward in a straight path of right and truth, without inclining to one hand or to the other, with all our doings having eternity in view. And the plumb line is an emblem of moral rectitude. It teaches us to avoid all dissimulation and to pursue that honest and upright course in life which will tend to our elevation in higher realms of immortality. Brother, there are still other important things that you will receive in class. The book of Constitution, which you are expected diligently to search, and from time to time, cause it contends to be read in the laws, that none will be ignorant to the present it contains, or of ordinances which is proven. And that book contains the bylaws of your life, and it is your special duty to see carefully and punctually execute. And that is the God, under the authority in which your lodge is held, on which you are carefully to preserve and duly transmitted to your successors in the Master's chair.
I now present to you Brother Richard Peralta, who has been duly elected to serve as senior warden of his lodge. This certificate vouches for his proficiency in the lectures and rituals of the first and second degree.
I do most solemnly and sincerely vow that I will maintain, support and enforce the Constitution, edicts, laws and regulations of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of free and accepted nations of the Philippines, and the bylaws of the laws, and will faithfully perform to the best of my ability all the duties of my office and that of the worshipful master in his absence. So help me God. Amen.
Very well, sir. I now present fully elected this lodge to serve as what the same Masonic. This certificate sincere in the lecture and ritual.
I do most solemnly and sincerely vow that I will maintain, support and enforce the Constitution, edicts, laws and regulations of the most worshipful Grand Lodge of free and accepted nations of the Philippines, and the bylaws of the laws, and will faithfully perform to the best of my ability all the duties of my office and that of the worshipful master in his absence. So help me God. Amen. Arise, my brother. Brother Raymond, you have been elected treasurer of this lodge, and I will now invest you with the jewels of your office, the cross, the keys.
Very well, sir. I take pleasure in presenting to you Brother Ricardo Reyes, who has been duly elected secretary of this lodge for his whole year.
You have been elected secretary of this lodge, and I will now invest you with the jewels of your office, the pen.
I'm pleased to introduce to you Jimmy Lau, who has been duly elected treasurer of this lodge for his whole Masonic year.
You have been elected auditor of this lodge, and I will now invest you with the jewels of your office, the cross key.
I take pleasure in presenting to you Brother George Sponsi, who has been appointed chaplain of this lodge.
Reverend and worshipful brother, that holiness teaches us that is life-giving person. Invoke upon our labors the blessings of that divine being whose infinite goodness is so fully revealed and unfold to us, and warm us by its lessons of wisdom to our great Creator. The gifts, when offered by one whose holy profession is to allure to the brighter world and lead the way, may, by elevating our thoughts, strengthening our virtues, and purifying our minds, prepared us for admission into the societies of the blessed in a real life and life eternal. It is but fitting that an emblem of that sacred body will be the jewels of your office, and with it, you will now be invested.
I have great pleasure to present to you for installation Brother Chris Joseph Reyes as Marshal, Brother Lawrence John Perez as Senior Deacon, Brother Luis Sophie Omlas, Junior Deacon, Brother Neil Anthony Estrella as Orator, Brother Edgardo Lais as Almoner, Brother Fernando Gutierrez as Lecturer, Brother Danilo Arevalo as Senior Steward, Brother Francisco Nico Gutierrez as Senior Steward, Brother Roberto Tacheda as Organist, Brother Edgar Nieras as Custodian, and Brother Hubert Formento as Historian.
Your well-known knowledge of Masonic law and procedure, your familiarity with the Constitution, edicts, laws and regulations, and your acknowledged uprightness of character and integrity of purpose supersede the necessity in placing you under any special obligation concerning the duty you are now about to assume. There is no other human institution which requires of its mortals a more faithful and conscientious counsel of duties than that of the Masonic fraternity. Therefore, it is expected that you will at no time lose sight of the great and underlying principle of this institution, that you will discharge your duties with credit to yourself and honor to the profession. And we pledge you active system sympathy of the brethren. Go forth, therefore, in the important service, and we doubt not that the result will be the wisdom of your society. The very schoolmaster of servants conducted to their several places in the night.
I am presenting to you Brother Alan Dwight Bangayan, who has been duly elected Fellow of this Lodge.
First of all, Brother Ian Dwight Bangayan, you have been appointed Fellow of this Lodge, and you will now be invested with the jewels and implements of your office, as the sword is placed in the hands of the tyrant, to enable him to effectually guard against the approach of foes of his prophets, and suffer none pass or repass, but such as are duly qualified. So should it admonish us to set a guard over our thoughts, a watch to our lips, and pause a sentinel over our actions, thereby preventing the thoughts of every unworthy thoughts and deeds, and preserving consciences void of offense towards God and man. Brother Senior and Junior Warden, you are too well acquainted with the principles of Masonry to warrant any distrust that you have been found wanting in the discharge of your respective duties. suffice it to say that what you have seen praiseworthy in others, you should carefully imitate. And what in them may appear defective, you yourself abhor. You should be the examples of discretion and propriety. For it is only by the due regard to our laws and regulations, as shown in your conduct, that you can expect obedience to them from others. You are assiduously to assist the Master in the discharge of his task, diffusing light and imparting knowledge to all whom he shall place under your care. In the absence of the Master, the brethren of Sinukuan Lodge number 16, free and accepted nations will now rise. And under the direction of very worshipful Master of Ceremonies, assisted by the Assistant Master of Ceremonies, go around the altar. The officers on the north side pavement of the lodge, followed by the past masters on the west and the brethren on the south side, forming a U shape, all facing the altar. Worshipful Master now remains for me to present to you this an emblem of power. In the hands of the Master, it may be made the instrument of great good or of greater evil. And yet, the Master governs and the welfare and prosperity of your life in a great measure depends upon its judicious deed. In your hands, I am confident that it will be rendered for the best interest of the brethren of Christ. Worshipful Master, behold your brethren. Brethren, behold our worshipful Master. The brethren of Sinukuan Lodge number 16 and accepted nations will, under the direction of very worshipful Master of Ceremonies, form a procession and salute our worshipful Master in due and public form.
Everyone, most worshipful Reverend C. Paulino, your Master, very worshipful Joseph Lee, District Deputy Grandmaster, Worshipful Inspector Marky, very worshipful Tong Markangay, District Grand Lecturer, very worshipful Nilo Alcantara, District Grand Lecturer, very worshipful Ronald Ramirez, District Grand Lecturer, very worshipful Eric Nam, District Grand Lodge Lecturer, and very worshipful John Aquino, Senior Grand Lecturer, and very worshipful Kaya Black, DDGM NCRT, most worshipful sir, very worshipful sir, family, and friends of Mason, brethren, a blessed evening. Gusto ko pong pasalamatan itong kuyang na to. This is my opportunity to say thank you. The bottom of my heart. And please welcome and please join me in the east. Very worshipful from Jose Rizal Lads. Very worshipful, Jun Tapang.
Maraming salamat sa ngalan ng Jose Rizal Lads sa inyong worshipful master, Sinukuan. Very grateful po. Maraming salamat.
Meron pa ako isang gusto ko salamatan. Ang aking atent, si Rachel Bigay. Let me thank you all for trusting and believing in me and bestowing upon me on this most oriental position and honorable position in the land. The great oriental here. Magandang gabi, muli, maraming salamat.
I love you all to young sirs. Thank you, everyone.
It is a great pleasure and with much appreciation to present our guest of honor and speaker, a man of honor, a statesman, chairman of SBLA, the Grand Master of most worshipful Grand Lads of Friend Accepted Masons of the Philippines. Please welcome most worshipful Roland C. Paulino.
Maraming salamat po, Very Worshipful Fernando Gutierrez. Salamat po. To Worshipful Master Domingo Fernandez. Magandang gabi po and congratulations. Alam niyo, ang dami kong appointment ngayon, araw na to, promise. Kaya lang, I promise, Worshipful Master here that I will be here today, no matter what. Yun lang po, kasi pag nagpirmahan tayo ng kontrata, papel-papel, pag ayaw mo na, punitin mo. Pero yung binitawan mong salita, hindi mo na maibabalik. Kinakailangan, importante lang, yung ating word of honor. So muli po, maraming salamat and I wish you all, from the bottom of my heart, good health. Good health. Sana po wala nagkakasakit sa atin. God bless us all po. Magandang gabi po.
Gusto kong pasalamatan ang ating mahal na Grand Master. Alam niyo po, noong nagka-problema po ako at nakita kami, niyakap niya ako. At isa lang ang sinabi niya, hindi ko po makakalimutan. I love you, bro. Doon ko po naramdaman ang pagmamahal niya sa isang kapatid. Tunay na mason at pusong mason. Maraming salamat po, Most Worshipful Roland C. Paulino. I love you, Most Worshipful Sir.
Very worshipful, sir. Supposed to be is the Grand Master is going to close, but I would like to give you the honor and privilege to close this installation of appointed and elected officers.
Brother Marshall, you will retire the flag. Now declare these lads of Master Mason to be closed. Brother Junior Deacon, inform the Tyler the lodge is closed.